So, everything we know about Northern Vice City. Of course, I can't make a one big video about Vice City, because that would be way too long. So this time it will be the northern areas of Vice City, which include Stockyard, Rockridge, Perle, and a few other smaller areas. And of course, I'm only gonna talk about the known areas of the north and northwest, so mostly only the mapped areas. And of course, we don't know how far the city extends to the west or north, so this grey area is just an estimate. My name is Saukko, and I'm a member of the GTA 6 mapping project. So I have helped in the creation of this map, and I know a lot of things about the game. So let's start the documentation from the Rockstar website. The first thing they mention about the area is the return of Little Cuba from the previous GTA Vice City, and that the area has some good bakeries. And then they mention the Tisavoka flea market, which is based on the Opaloka flea market. We actually don't know where this place is, but we can assume it's somewhere northwest of the known areas of Vice City, as there are some buildings here which are from close to Opaloka in real life. Let's just start going through the different areas on the map. First, up here in the north, we have a confirmed neighborhood with a few known buildings. On the northern side of in-game Route 10 and real life US 195, there's the Miami Design District, which is still unnamed in-game. However, it's probably gonna be something like Vice Design District or Bohemia, as that's kind of arts related. The most prominent building we have from there is the City View parking garage, as we see it from several angles in the leaks and here in trailer 1. Then this construction site is based on 123 Northeast 36th Street, which looked like this in 2015 when it was under construction. This building 2 we see well in the leaks and here in trailer 1. Then here we have an interchange, which is basically a copy of a real one on I-195. Even this gas station is the same. Well, actually it got demolished in real life, but in game it's a wrong gas station because the real life version was a shell. Then the causeway to the east is actually just this island, and then this bridge is actually this bridge, which is way much more north than the previous interchange, interstate and causeway we were talking about. So they have moved that bridge further south, and again we only see it in the leaks. This empty gap is actually slightly weird, because I think that on the current map the highway is slightly too much north and we are missing only like one block in between this area. So of course this area is not empty. But this is Stockyard, which is based on the real neighborhood of Vinewood. This area is full of murals and artistic graffiti. This trailer 1 scene takes place here, and the buildings surrounding it are basically just vibrant storefronts, and all of them basically come from this area of Miami. And probably the most important and interesting building of these is Vinewood Walls, which in real life is basically an art exhibit, and in game it looks like some kind of hangout location. And here we have a high-rise building, which is about 6 to 7 to 8 floors tall and has big square black windows. This is a concrete plant, which probably extends under the highway to here, as this too is a concrete plant. And the interesting thing about it is that it in real life is located in Alapata, from where we don't have any other buildings from. And the map itself here is accurate, because we have mini-maps of the area from the leaks. That's why this area has many of those grey paths. This artwork seems to take place somewhere around here, in the backlot of the real-life Vinewood Walls. And this container art seems to be based on this one, which was set up recently. So it has been added after the leaks, possibly even after trailer 1. However, this art piece isn't actually in Vinewood, so they could have also based it on this one, which is basically at the edge of Vinewood. And these two murals behind Raul have actually been made by real people, and the artists are Aiko and Sonni. I actually use GTA Wiki as a research tool for many of my videos, and a lot of my discoveries, like the creators of these artworks, get added to the GTA Wiki. And if you didn't know, GTA Wiki recently transferred to a new address, away from fandom, because fandom is bad. So from now on, if you're trying to look up something about GTA 6, make sure you are using the gta.wiki website and not gta.fandom.com, because again, they are money-hungry people who put random ads on everything. And of course the fandom wiki won't get updated from any upcoming news. Then, let's look at the Vice City postcard, mostly just this corner, as these buildings are here. Here on the right, we have this building, and then we have these two buildings which are next to each other in real life. This one is Uptown Lofts, which is close to previously mentioned ones, and then this building is actually from downtown Miami. So they have either just moved it from there, or it's a duplicated building. And then this building, which is a Crimson, appears to be under construction in-game. Most of these buildings can be seen from several leaks, and also all the way from Vice Beach. And then these islands are called picnic islands, which are popular for partying in real life. Then there's this building, which is based on this one in real life, however it has been demolished. Several leaks take place around this building, so it's possible that it's a safe house at some point in the story of the game. And this here is another high-rise building. There seems to be an empty lot here, and a B&V store here, which is visible in the leaks. This area is basically full of 1 to 2 story buildings, which were visible in the TikTok leak. And then here we have this trailer 1 scene. These buildings on the northern side of the crossroad are basically just random buildings from crosstown. Same with these on the bottom left. And the crossroads itself is this one from real life. So basically all of the buildings in this area, so Crossroad and Stockyard, are from this real life area of Miami, in between all of the highways. Additionally, of course, this scene and this screenshot take place at this crossroads. And of course, these 2 women are Roxy and Bellux, who form the Real Diamonds duo. They are friends with Reguan Priest and Booby Ike. And it seems like all of them like to hang out at Jack of Hearts, a strip club owned by Booby Ike. And as the Reguan's description states, he owns only Raw Records, a recording studio, for which the duo is signed for. And it seems like the record studio is either at the Jack of Hearts or very near it, as basically all of the screenshots and scenes of Booby Ike, Reguan and Real Diamonds are from near Jack of Hearts. And we do have several scenes and leaks from inside the nightclub, and we have its minimap from the leaks too. And in the leaks this was a location of a mission start. So Jack of Hearts will probably be a major part of the story. That also makes more likely that this building is actually a safe house, as it's close to Jack of Hearts, where we'll probably do several missions. Then outside of Jack of Hearts there is a church here, and from this screenshot we can see that there are some residential homes here, which are in real life in the same neighborhood as the church. This is a gas station, and this is an apartment block, which is basically this one. However, there are several similar ones here in real life, so we haven't been able to identify it accurately. Then, let's finish everything north of the I-404. Firstly, this trailer 2 scene takes place here. And this is the station we see in the scene. It's based on the school bus station, and we only see the maintenance part of the station. So this passenger area of the station is right up here above the scene. And this is this building here on the background. Then these 2 areas are actually open lots in game. So basically just grass or a parking lot, just like we see in this scene. Then slightly south of that we have this scene. These 2 are the empty lots, and here on the left we have the C. Clyde Atkins courthouse, which in real life is actually in downtown Miami. So it has been moved a bit more north. And I guess here I can mention that Vice City Police Department works in this area. So police. Then some actual skyscrapers. Of these 6 skyscrapers, all but this one are included here in the game. And of course they can be seen in several screenshots and scenes, like here, on the background here, or here. And of course the park and tennis courts, which are by them in real life, are there too in game. However, the one big thing that is different here than in real life is that in game the road going in between the buildings leads to a bridge, unlike in real life. So when you come from the Nation Islands, these buildings basically work as a gate to northern Vice City. And then these 2 buildings are the Grand and the Sumerian. The game has a lot of just generic skyscrapers, but I guess I need to name most, if not all of them. Then, this screenshot is actually located somewhere around here, and it's looking southeast. Here we have the Perez Art Museum, which seems to have an interior. Maybe. And these are the concert hall and the opera house. Basically 1-to-1 to real life, with the addition of a metro station, which they have moved from few hundred meters over. And here at the bottom we have this small building. And that's everything from the east side of I-97 and north side of I-404. Then, let's go to the other side of the highway, where we presumably have La Perle, which is based on the real-life Little Haiti, which in real life is north of Wynwood, so they have moved Little Haiti from the coast to inland. Additionally, Ekanfinaka, which could be based on Alapata, is also located here south of the highway, because of the cement plant and one sign we see in the leaks. Of course, these road layouts are from the minimaps we saw in the leaks, but we did also see this area as a smudge, which look like small random buildings from Little Haiti. Then this building is this building, which is along a highway in real life too. And about the highway, in the TikTok leak, we can see similar walls and carvings to these ones in this area of the game. And then here we have this scene, based on of course course what we see in the background, and the fact that we can see these buildings from the TikTok leak. One thing that's interesting about these houses is that the best matches we found for them are from near Opa-locka, far away from Little Haiti. Same with these ones. These are pretty close to Opa-locka too in real life. So it seems like it's very possible that this Havoka is going to be in this general area. So Rockstar is once again compressing things a lot. Then this building is an apartment building from Little Haiti. So you can see buildings from Opa-locka and Little Haiti very close to each other. And this building too is from Little Haiti. And we can see the background of this scene and some of the leaks. And this building too is from the same area IRL as the two previous ones were. This building is actually probably a little bit more north than it's on the current map. Then we actually have a few scenes from the trailers which we haven't been able to place on the map, which are this one and this one. Firstly, the high roller scene. This building is this one from Little Haiti, and on the background we can see a metro line. But as those are the only things we know about the scene, it's pretty hard to place on the map. It's currently placed here because on the TikTok leak we can kinda maybe see a metro line going somewhere around here, so we are just assuming that it's the same one as the one we see in this scene. And of course there's a highway here too, so we assume that that's Route 10. And then this scene appears to take place in La Perle because of the Haitian flag and because in the screenshots these two guys hang around in La Perle. And we have actually maybe identified the building behind them. And it appears to be these two buildings. So it looks like Rockstar combined them into one. The buildings are next to each other at the northern edges of Little Haiti. Most prominent features are of course the fence, this AC unit, and of course the colors. But this time we have absolutely no idea where this scene takes place in the game. Then this area of La Perle, and it's a bit complicated. Let's start with this screenshot. Firstly, the horizontal large road is based on the real-life Northwest 12th Avenue. It has similar pillars and a metroway running over it. But that's the only thing here from Alapata. Then here on the left we have a few buildings from Winwood. Why are those buildings not in Stockyard? I don't know. Ask Rockstar or something. And back here we have a tire shop from Little Haiti. Then we have this scene where Jason is driving south. The building here on the left is actually from Winwood once again, from the same block as the buildings I just talked about. However, the artwork on it is actually from Little Haiti, which is slightly weird I guess. And then here we have an auto shop, which was in the leaks. And we actually have only identified this building, which is in Little Haiti. However, these buildings on the south side have not been identified. And also this screenshot takes place here. Then we move to Rockridge, which is based on a part of Little Havana of Miami called Riverside. Firstly, here we have the Friga Field Stadium, which is based on the real-life Lone Depot Park, and the stadium is attached to a metro station with a walk bridge. And the metro station is based on the ones on Northwest 12th Avenue. And then here we have a garage building, which is next to the stadium in real life. And this screenshot actually takes place on this garage, looking towards southeast. And then this block of buildings, also partly seen here, is based on this block of buildings near the Lone Depot Park, with a few buildings missing of course. And then this here is a gas station. Basically all of Rockridge is mapped based on the leaks. Only scenes we have from Rockridge are of course this screenshot, and scenes from inside buildings, and this one from outside a building. But these really don't tell us much about the map. So I guess I'll keep it short here. This building is Miami State Attorney's Office. This one is a cafe from next to the Lone Depot Park. This is Rockridge Community Research Center, which is a police station in real life. And then these are Ventura Apartments, which are north of the Lone Depot Park Stadium in real life. So there are a lot of things here from near the Lone Depot Park Stadium. Several leaks take place around this area, and this trailer 2 scene takes place outside this building here. So we can assume that some of these scenes also take place in the same building. And then there's a metro rail that runs through Rockridge, and then there are several river ports along the Vice River. And this area is based on minimaps, so we have been able to map so many alleys and roads there. And then Little Havana in-game extends south past the highway, and that area in-game is called Little Cuba. However, that's for another video. And that's everything we know about Northern Vice City so far. Thank you for watching. Make sure you in future use GTA.wiki and not GTA Wiki on fandom. And subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and like the video and comment if I missed something important. Thank you.